Yes, people. Yes, welcome, Arsenal Revolution TV. And today we got BBK for the first time on the channel, man. How you feeling today? How you feeling today, BBK?
Wow, feeling great, bro. Feeling great, man. Thanks for having me. Like you said, this was inevitable. We make this with similar content. I want to say same content because we do differ on certain things, but for the the main points that we make, share a common goal, and we're bound to cross paths at some point. Pushing the standards of the club forward.
I agree with nearly everything you say, really. Do you know what I'm saying? When I'm watching, but most of the man them, to be honest, But yeah, before we get started, BBK, do you want to tell us how you started? Like, what's your story with Arsenal? How did it all start with this abusive relationship?
Yeah, man, my journey started in '91. Actually, back in '91. You know the ones. Yeah, I used to go to the UK for summers. For summer holidays, because my mom's side of the family, is from England. So in the summer '91, I met Ian Wright while I was in the UK. So I met him. Then I went back home, and that September, signed for Arsenal when I was back home, and I was born in September, so that felt like a birthday gift. The September of 1991, I was like, that's the team I'm going to support, because most of them where I grew up was either Man United or Liverpool. Yeah. Because of John Barnes, but I wanted to do my own thing, my own journey. So yeah, I came on board in '91, and it didn't take long after I came on board. We actually started winning in '93 and '94. So it was just a match made in heaven for me.
Can you tell the people why everybody was supporting Liverpool, Man United, just before we start all of this?
Yeah, so it was John Barnes. John Barnes, a Jamaican local, playing for Liverpool, and back then, we only had 2 TV stations, right? And most of the games were either Man United or Liverpool. Like the Arsenal games used to come on the radio, like the cricket matches. You know what I'm saying? Before we actually, So when Ian Wright started winning at Arsenal games became more and more televised. But yeah, it was just Man United and Liverpool for the man them supporting John Barnes, and later on in the '90s, when Man United was signing, players like Dwight York and them, man, the Jamaican Trini link up, even more men started to support Man United. So I was just in the middle between them two teams.
Basically, Man United, the Liverpool were supported because of titles, because of trophies.
Yep.
Something that we lack, and something that has been gone for years. How long has it been since we won? We're talking 31 years for the Cup. We're talking 21 years for the Premier League. It's crazy out here, BBK. But I wanted to ask you as well, like, in these 5 years, were you at some point Arteta in, or how did it all start? Were you just Arteta out from the start?
I was, when he came on board, when he won the FA Cup in his first 7 months on the job, I'm calm. I'm like, cool. That buy you some time, right? There's something here with this young manager, right? Cool. Fair enough. The following season, we finished 8th with no trophy. I was like, whoa. Okay. The cup bought you some time. Like I said, I can't go against my word. I said I'd give you, some time. But then the following season, when we finished 5th again, with no trophy again, I was like, okay, I'm not sure we're progressing at the level that I thought we were from winning the FA Cup in your first 6 months. And the way we finished that second full season when we bought the top 4 to Tottenham kind of rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then I think that was a perfect opportunity to sack him, because the following season, when we actually went on the title charge, actually made it very difficult for the club to sack him. You know what I'm saying? So there was never a reason for me to be Arteta out in 2021, but in 2022, that's when I started to lean towards, and not even just the league finish, Rashid. When we started to go at the cups to Southampton and Nottingham Forest, I was like,
you got good memory, shit. Yeah.
And I remember against Southampton, we going out the FA Cup, we need a goal, and he's bringing on Willian, and he's just doing all these crazy. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm not sure if I want to go down with this sinking ship. And then going into the summer right after, we messed that league that season completely up. He's moving like he's moving in this summer window. Like, and is not moving like he's someone under pressure. He was just way too calm in his outbrief press conferences, way too calm in the summer press conferences, and he just doesn't seem like a man under pressure, which tells me that he's not going to get sacked no time soon unless we get more people to turn on him.
How long do you think he has left? 1 year? 2? Let's say he continues getting second place. Let's say he gets semi-final, whatever bullshit. Do you know what I'm saying? These guys can make up excuses. How long do you think he has?
I think he got until the first international break, maybe the second one. If we start slow, if we start this season slow, I think the pressure will mount on him. If the first international break, we're not right there in the mix of it, because we're going to be honest, Rashid, we can't chase anybody down. For us to win this title, we need to be leading from the first weeks all the way through. We have proven
like
that
Liverpool. Start strong.
Absolutely.
Start strong.
Yeah, start strong. And so if we start slow, all of a sudden the excuses are gone, because I've seen Gabriel signing new contracts, and in his interview, he's sitting there saying we have to win. I'm hearing Saliba saying, for me to be considered the best in the world, have to win. I've seen even Sky Sports out, his stars defenders at Sky Sports saying he has to win. The Arion Rios came out and say has to win. It's a tall building, it's a skyscraper out here. Has to win. So now
Burj Khalifa, bro.
So the masses is most faithful are like, yo, bro, you have to win now. So if we start slow, especially if we see men like Gyökeres or whoever we don't sign go to a rival club and start banging in goals, toxic at the Emirates. Toxic.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. My question to you is, what are the players that you think we'll get at the end of this summer window? We're probably gonna buy, let's say, 4 or 5 players. Who are the players that you think we're going to end up with? We've been linked with a lot of players, but it's Zubimendi, Gyökeres, Sesko, Semenyo, Rodrigo. Who else? Yeah, that's about it. Yildiz as well today. Couple of players, but we usually don't end up with these players, unfortunately, BBK. We usually don't end up. We usually are linked with fantastic players, but we usually end up with this Class B kind of players, which is just the perfect example is Gyökeres Sesko. Gyökeres is a Class A striker at the moment in this time, bro. Unfortunately, there's not going to be strikers again where they can play football and score. Benzema's and these players that can actually play football and score, they're rare, very rare. And especially Arsenal don't like to experiment or buy any players from, I don't know, from South America, because I truly believe, BBK, bro, I truly believe that we can go out there, even with little bit of money. All it takes is just talent ID. There's players out there. I know for a fact there's players out there. But unfortunately, you know our talent ID. We're going for a Sesko and players like that. What's your thoughts, man? Who are we going to end up with? And big up views in the chat, man. Big up views. Alvin. Big up Alvin, bro. AJ, all the man them, bro.
Bro, at this point, Rashid, I think it's a safer bet to say who we're not going to get versus who we're going to get, right? Because who we're not going to get are the players that we actually need, right? A certified goal scorer like Gyökeres. Even in the 2022-23 season, no one knew who the hell Fabio Vieira was. Right, we knew where the holes were in the team, but all of a sudden, Fabio Vieira signs for Arsenal for 39 million. No one thought we were linked to Kai Havertz. All of a sudden, we're linked to Kai Havertz, where we actually needed a striker. Bang! So it's a safer bet to say who we're not going to get versus who we're actually going to get. And I know we're not going to get Gyökeres. Why? Because he's a bona fide striker, and if he comes in, Havertz doesn't play, and Havertz is his marquee signing.
Yeah,
right? Because just based on the output that Gyökeres puts out last year, he comes to Arsenal, bro. I'm not taking a backseat to Havertz. I scored over 50 goals in all comps. Kai Havertz has never scored 20 Premier League goals his entire career at Leverkusen, Chelsea, or Arsenal. But we bring in Sesko, he puts up Kai Havertz numbers in a weaker league. If we apply Bundesliga tax to Sesko's numbers, those are about 7 to 9 goals. That doesn't move the needle for us. So I don't think we get any needle movers this summer, right? So that's what I'm saying. We get these B plus, maybe B minus players, even
I
C
agree.
players, and then we start slow, and then his seat gets really hot. That's a hot seat. He's got the hottest seat in football right now, bro. The hottest
Facts.
seat.
Facts, 100%. I agree, bro. And big up to everyone that's locked in, man. Make sure you sub to BBK, of course, and myself, and smash the likes up, man. Them. Big up Prom. Big up Prom. I like what Patron said, bro. Big up to you, my friend. Sesko turned us down last year, so why reward him by going in for him a year after? Fuck him. Go get Gyökeres. I agree. 100% agree with this comment. And I really don't understand why he said no last season. The only logical answer could be that, oh, I'm young, give me another year in Leipzig, just for me to kind of like get in my form, and then I can go to Arsenal. But either way, what's your answer to these people that are backing Sesko all of a sudden? Because all of them wanted Gyökeres. Let's be real. Everybody wanted Gyökeres. And then as soon as Arsenal said, well, Arteta said no to Gyökeres, let's get Sesko, everybody's gassing up Sesko. All of a sudden, I don't know. Oh, Sesko. Oh, he can jump high. He can play well. He's a better ball player. All of this bullshit, all of these excuses that they're talking about. What's your thoughts on it, BBK? Why would they change all of a sudden?
Well, that would change because if we don't win the league, they have an excuse. He's young and he needs time to adapt to the Premier League and all this stuff. Because here's the thing: our defense best in the league for 2 years in a row in the Premier League as far as goals conceded. Nothing to show for it, right? Our midfield not the best, but it's okay. It's not that we know where the weakness in our squad is. It's our front line, right? So if you bring a bona fide striker in the team, what does that bring? It brings expectations to win. And even these staunchest of Arteta defenders, they have doubt in their minds that he doesn't have what it takes to win the Premier League. So if we sign a player that brings expectation to Arteta's regime, then they don't like that, because then when we start slow, all the evidence will point that he is the problem. You cannot hide from the fact that he is the problem now, because we have everything that we need. We have the best defense, a good midfield, and a bona fide striker. He is the problem. But they're not willing to admit that then. They aren't willing to admit it now, and they don't want to admit that they're wrong in the future. Even if the club succeeds, they will not admit they were wrong about Arteta. And as bad as us on the negative side of the fence, bro, I'm here to tell you, I've seen Lee Gunner, right? I've seen Lee Gunner give Arteta credit before. Like, they will never put that and play it when he actually does some good things. They just say negative. So we're begging to be wrong on this side of the fence, and we hold our hands up when Arteta does something good. But when he completely makes a meal of it and everything goes tits up, like when we beat Man City 5-1, he gets all the credit. When we beat Real Madrid 5-1 over 2 legs, he gets all the credit. But when West Ham comes to the Emirates and beat us 1-0, he gets none of the blame. It can't coexist. We cannot live in a world where he gets all the credit when something goes right and none of the blame when things go wrong.
No, 100%. I agree, man. Like, big up to everyone that locked in. Big up to Yesa, big up to Shane. 100%, man. 100%. I agree. Unfortunately, we've got a big problem in that midfield as well. I think people are sleeping on that midfield, and I've been speaking about it for a long, long time. Do you remember when we used to only play on the right? I really believe that because of Rice playing at that number 8, it is one of the biggest problems we have at this club, the creativity. There is no creativity, side to side. And we need something in that midfield. But who does this man get me? He gets me Zubimendi. Oh, but he's a replacement for Jorginho. Don't go out there and get me another midfielder. Go out there and get me another midfielder. And even Zubimendi saying, I just read today, for example, let me just present what I read today. About Real Madrid hijacking the Zubimendi deal, and it just seems that it could happen. You never know with Arsenal, right? You never know. So Real Madrid are reportedly trying to hijack Arsenal's deal to sign Zubimendi in a move that could scupper the Gunners' summer plans. Arsenal were thought to be leading for the race for Zubimendi's signature, blah 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 blah. However, according to the Spanish outlet, Real Madrid are planning a final attack to try and sign him instead. Do you think we have a chance if Real Madrid comes in? But do you know what pisses me off as well, BBK? Yeah, is that we only have one target.
Yeah.
It's only Zubimendi. What if it doesn't go? What if it goes wrong? Oh, but we're only 7 days in. But why are other teams already out there signing quick? And they won stuff. We're talking about Liverpool. They won. They won stuff. They don't need to sign these kind of players, but they're out there. They're being proactive right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts in the whole creative midfielder situation and the Zubimendi deal, for example?
Yeah, it's a tricky one because the I was skeptical about the Zubimendi thing just from the beginning, just how the timing of how the news dropped, right? When we went out the FA Cup in January, the we're linked to Zubimendi thing was meant to quiet down the fan base because they were we were getting anxious. And then, the here we go comes the day after we get bounced out the Champions League to PSG. So I'm a little skeptical on the Zubimendi thing as a whole. I will say about the Real Madrid links, if Xabi Alonso knows that you don't get time at Real Madrid, like he knows this, right? So if he goes to Real Madrid and says, okay, I won't have time here, I have to win now, I need to get players who I know I can win with. And he identifies Zubimendi as one of those players. He's going to Real Madrid, right? But like you said, we have no plan B, and then we'll end up with another Fabio Vieira from another league or something like that. That's going to cover. What we've known now is that Odegaard can't be it going into the season.
He's not the guy.
Yeah, and he's proven that he's not. He doesn't rate Ethan. He's not going to play.
Do you know what it is, BBK, as well? Yeah, we have kind of some players, like for example, Odegaard, Saka. These players, it might be a bit harsh, but they just seem like players that would get you 15 goals, 12 goals. Not good enough. I'm not saying that you have to get 20 goals as a midfielder, no. But it's just they seem like a Class B kind of players, and they've been Class B for a long, long time. It's about time we ask from Saka to get us 20 plus goals. Because somebody has to do it. Someone has to do it. Or else we're not winning this shit. We're not winning it. You can't win this without a 20 plus goal scorer. You have to. You have to have someone. What's your thoughts, man?
It's very interesting what you said there about Saka not, stepping up and doing that stuff. Because I was thinking about something today, right? I was thinking about a guy at Manchester City who has 4 Premier League titles, a Champions League, PFA Player of the Year in Phil Foden, right? And last year he has a drop, and Manchester City fans and Pep aren't waiting for him to come good. They're making moves. They went and got Marmoush. They're linked with Reinders. You see the sentiment that we have attached to the players that hasn't really won yet, right? Because no Manchester City fan, as much as they love Phil Foden, are saying, hey, don't go sign this player because it might hinder or reduces Phil Foden's minutes. They're like, bro, bring us Marmoush, bring us Reinders, bring us all the help, right? But whenever we get linked to someone like a Olise or a Eze or any left-footed player that might reduce Saka's minutes or force him to raise his level, we get pushback. And that's one of the reasons, why we just can't seem to get over the line, because we're comfortable with the 10 to 15 goals. And another talking point that I make is I hate to always bring it back down to Kai Havertz, right? Because it seems like I have an agenda against this guy. But
you should. Why wouldn't you? 65,285,000 a week.
It's a sack of. I want to know the thinking or the thought process that these men had when we came up short against Manchester City, and they thought that the attacking player that was going to bridge the gap between us and Manchester City was Kai Havertz. And to pay full price for him and made him the highest paid player at our club before he even kicked the ball. It's criminal.
Do you know how much Real Madrid rated him? They wanted him for 20 mil, which is his price.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if the transfer window ended today, obviously, I don't even think we finished second, bro. Right? Like if they be like, okay, emergency, shut the transfer window, go into the season with the squad you have now. I don't even think this squad goes second. I think Manchester City will leapfrog us again because they have done their business. And I'm not even summarily going to write off Chelsea because we have to take into account these young bunch just won something. They have a trophy, something tangible that they can link their success to. We have nothing but locker room talk from Arteta, and I'm thinking his voice his voice has gone stale with this bunch, because if he goes into the season and he's telling these guys the same thing, I'm not mad at the players. I'm not mad at Gabriel or Saliba to sit back and think like, well, coach, you told us the same thing in 2023 and 2024, and we have nothing to show for it. You know what I'm saying? We need a new voice, bro. We need a new voice at the helm to tell these players something different. You know, a fresh set of eyes on the case. You know, that might see something in Ethan that can play him here, that can play him there. A fresh set of eyes that can see that, you know, Odegaard is not really a 10. He's more like an 8. And then you go sign an actual 10.
Do you really think he's an 8? Because for me, an 8 is someone like Pedri, someone like Barella, someone that can defend and attack at the same time. Do you really think Odegaard can defend?
I think he's an 8. In his best season, he played more of an 8 when he started the press. He was the one who would trigger the press, right? But if relying on him to be your sole creative player is very easy for teams to mark him out of a game. Yeah. And so if you play him in an 8 with another attacking player and Declan Rice sitting in the 6, I think you'll see a better Odegaard. But making him the sole creator and giving him the captain armband has proven that it's too much for him. He can't handle it. He can't handle it. I've seen
too heavy for him. Too heavy for him, man.
That's too heavy for him. I've seen
100%.
enough.
I agree 100%. Big up to everyone that's locked in. Big up. Patron is saying Gyökeres has already agreed terms. Apparently, who do you hear that from? Christian. What? Christian? Fuck. Where'd you hear that one from?
Yeah.
Like, listen, I know Romano sometimes, you know what I'm saying, but Romano's the best you can find out there. If he didn't say it, trust me.
Yeah.
Trust me. Romano and Arsenal are tight, by the way. Romano and Arsenal are tight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want Arteta out. Tell me about it, bro. Slot out. Slot out, man. That's crazy. Slot came in and just swooped the whole fucking league. Man, that would be the best transfer news. Facts. As in Real Madrid hijacking Zubimendi. Okay. Sesko has creativity at least. Yeah, but that's the thing. We don't want these creative strikers, yeah. They're not bags, man. They're not a player to score 20 plus goals. And we're not talking Bobby Firmino where it's a crazy 15 assists or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he'll create play. I've seen him against Real Madrid. I think it was last season, the season before. He created play, but finishing, I don't know, bro. But we need the finishing. Our problem is not that. Our problem is not only creating. The thing is that as a striker, there's two types of strikers. There's ball playing strikers and there's just killsmen, bagsmen. There's just killers. And those killers can't play. Do you know what I'm saying? We're talking about Haalands. You know what I'm saying? They can't play. They can't include them in the ball, but they're always in the box in the right time. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what the kind of player we're looking for.
Yeah.
Everyone knows Zubimendi doesn't want to leave Spain. I guess so, bro. Apparently, how he was talking, maybe. Boy 10, if we don't get Zubimendi, then it just means MLS will be playing DM. Bro, I'd like MLS in DM. I'll be real, Boy 10, bro. MLS is... Skelly actually should be a left centre mid for me.
I hear it.
I think he carries the ball way better than most of the players that we have. Maybe only Saka. Can really carry the ball. But apart from that, I think MLS is the perfect player to carry the ball.
Yeah.
So I think he's a left centre mid. If it was me, I wouldn't even go out there and buy a midfielder because I already got MLS. I'll go MLS there. Ethan. Start something new. Let these youngers run with it.
The thing for me with Sesko, I don't think Sesko is a bad player. I know in a couple of my rants it might come off as if I'm like shitting on Sesko. Big up, why not? Shitting on Sesko. The only issue I have with Sesko, right, in year 5 or whatever phase we're in, right, we're in win now mode. We have to win now, right? So when I look at a guy who's able to muster 13 Bundesliga goals in 33 appearances, that doesn't move the needle for me. You know what I'm saying? Because we drew 14 games last year, bro. 14 games because we couldn't score. If we turn just half, let's even be generous and say we drew 6 of those. We turned 6 of those into wins. Bro, that's 12 points. That puts us right back in it. Yeah. Right back in it. So I think Sesko could go to Liverpool or City where he has time to develop because Slot has bought himself at least 2 years at Liverpool, winning the league in his first year. We don't have the luxury of time. We have to win now. And I'm taking the least amount of risk. And I'm more inclined to take the risk on a guy who found the net 39 times last year in his domestic league. Because even if we apply Premier League tax to that, that might dwindle down to 2022 goals. That wins us the league. That wins us the league, bro. That's I genuinely think that wins us the league, even with the Arteta tax applied to it. We still win the league.
I love that Arteta tax, man. We need to write that down. I can't lie.
Real, bro.
I need to steal that one, BBK. I'll be real. But big up to Jez in the chat as well. Big up to Jez.
Oh, Jez the legend.
Real one. Real one. The Godfather.
It's
the Godfather. But yeah, listen to this one, yeah? Listen to this one. What Boy 10 is saying right now, this is most of the Arsenal fans, and obviously it's not a dig to Boy 10. Boy 10 is my boy. You get me? But Saka can't do 20 goals, bro. The best you'll get from Saka is 15 goals, 20 assists. You mean overall? I think you mean overall. Not 20 goals, though. I mean in the Premier League. I'll be real, Boy 10. I want that shit in the Premier League. I want you to be my Salah.
Yeah.
I want you to be my Salah. That's who I want you. And it's about time you step up. How long has he been playing professional football for? I know he's our boy. You need to always feel some type of way. People have a soft spot for him. But I'm sorry. It's time for it, bro. It's time to have that talk. Yeah. You know, when you grow old and like, you know, your father's like, yo, come.
Yeah.
It's time to have that talk. It's time. 18 years old, come on. We got to get it out of the way. And I'll be real with you. Do you agree with me, BBK, on this one? Where like I'm saying Saka's got to start scoring 20 goals.
I don't think it's a crazy take to ask for 18, your wide forward. No, I can, because 18 is fine, but he is our chief penalty taker, right? So so you take 5 pens and 15 goals, bro. That's one every 3 games, maybe. 15 games over a 38 game season. That's one in every 3. That's not a crazy output. I don't think that's a crazy ask to ask for the player that we love. Most Arsenal fans love to throw.
He's basically our poster boy, right?
Yeah.
Like for Liverpool, obviously Salah's their poster boy. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
and every time there's a world-class conversation, Arsenal fans, that's the first name we like to throw in it. Well, you need to put up world-class numbers.
Yeah.
You know
exactly. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think it's crazy.
It's about time you put world-class numbers. It's about time. Boy Ten is saying Saka is an elite creator. We didn't say he's not. We are asking. See, I told you, it's touchy when it comes to Saka. He's the touchy subject. I'll be real. We are asking him to be Robin, though. Yes, exactly. I'm asking him to be Robin. Yes.
That's the level. That's the levels.
That's the levels. And that's the kind of pedestal we're putting you on. Because I know for a fact that we're going to give him 350 for the next contract. Don't you think, BB? Well, I think he's going to be on 350. He's going to be a big thing for this club, and I expect big numbers. I'm sorry, man. I expect big numbers. It is what it is. Odegaard is a 10, bro. We are making him play a role that's not natural for him with his RCM. I mean, listen, bro, is he really an RCM? Is he really?
I know if he's a 10, bro, there is no reason at match week 37 or match week 36 he's on the same amount of assists as Ederson, the goalkeeper for Manchester City. You know what I'm saying? It's like so if he's a 10 and you're on the same amount of assists as a goalkeeper, you're a bad 10.
Trust me, you are a bad 10.
You're a bad 10. You're not being very effective there. So either we take the captain armband off him and just let him play football, or you give him another attacking player in the midfield with him, because Declan Rice isn't an attacking player. Partey isn't either. Zubimendi, Moreno, none of these are attacking players. So put another attacking player in the midfield with him to help him out there. That something has to change. You cannot go into a season, you finish in a 38-game season with 2-3 assists when you're a number 10. Like, come on, bro. I see Kevin De Bruyne put up 3 assists in 1 game. You know what I'm saying? What are we doing? You know,
facts, man.
Still.
Listen to this one. This one's good. You know, is saying Sesko is a defensive striker, a midfield forward. How can striker be known for off the ball and creativity over scoring? Facts.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, right? That's what when Arsenal fans talk about Martinelli, this is what you hear. Everything other than GA. Like, if you're gonna tell me about, if someone is talking about an attacking player and the first thing out their mouth is what they do off the ball, something is wrong. I don't want to hear about what you do off the ball if you're an attacking player, bro. I need goals from you. You know, so Sesko being a defensive striker, shit, we have Havertz for that. You know, we used to hear that Gabriel Jesus was the best pressing forward in world football and all this stuff. You know, players that we identify with, not a high goal output. Nah, man, I want to hear what you do off the ball, bro. You're a striker. I need you to strike.
Facts. I used to believe in this off the ball bullshit. You know, when we signed Gabriel Jesus, yeah, I was like, will it work? Do you know what I'm saying? Because I know that Gabriel Jesus is techie.
Yeah.
I thought he'd be our Firmino, basically. But unfortunately, it didn't work. So now I changed my mind. As I want a striker that scores. I don't want a striker that creates. I don't want you to create. Let the midfield do their job. We're not going to have to cater for Odegaard. That's why they're catering for Odegaard. Oh, because Odegaard can't create, we need a striker that creates. So what the fuck is Odegaard doing in the team?
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Why is he on number 10 or whatever he plays?
Yeah.
You're a captain. Do you know what I'm saying? It's time to put those numbers. You're not a kid anymore. We're talking Lamine Yamal, bro, sleeping on the bus. As soon as he gets the game, puts on his socks. Give me the ball. 1-2, 1-2. Second post, goal. Little assists. Nutmeg.
Yeah.
We're talking 17-year-old boy, bro. And you're still telling me about Saka. Oh, I don't know. We have to. I don't know if Saka can put up those numbers. It's about fucking time you pull those numbers.
Yeah, man.
It's about time. Odegaard, Saka's time to wake up, bro.
Yeah. Saka's going into
the big boy talk. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up Sabi, man.
Yeah.
Big up Sabi. Big up. You, man, not watching the film on Sesko, understanding the situation at Leipzig. The internet will keep these receipts for life. What? What's happening at Leipzig? What's happening at Leipzig, boy 10, bro?
No,
always winding me up. What's happening at Leipzig?
So that's the thing. I can make a compilation to make anybody look good. You know what I'm saying? The film and all this stuff, and this is what I'm talking about. When you're talking about a striker and you have to talk about the film and his off the ball movement and all this stuff, his goal output is not what you're talking about, because no one talks about Erling Haaland's off the ball movement.
Thank you.
No one talks about Rafinha, Lewandowski, none of these men output. They talk about what you're in the squad to do, which is find the net. Okay, how come you never hear anyone talk about Gyökeres's off the ball movement? You know why? Because he had 39 goals.
Thank you.
39 goals. His movement on the ball is what we need to put it in the net. That's what we need. We have enough players that work off the ball. That's why we have the best defense in the league 2 years in a row. Because you cannot play through us. But when we get the ball, we need
that's
to be
when our problems that's when our problems start. Creativity, fucking hell, man. Eros is saying big up Eros, man. Big up Eros. Big up Yusuf is saying doesn't matter if he scores 20 or 30 goals. It's a team effort. If we keep clean sheets and win 1-0 every game, that's more than enough. See, this is the thing, Yusuf, yeah? You don't go for a 1-0, but if it happens, you take it. Do you know what I'm saying? This is how football works. So when you go to school, you don't aim to get 10 out of 20 or whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? You aim to get the best, and whatever you get, you get. So you aim for the best. You don't aim for 1-0. If you aim for 1-0, you'll probably draw all the games. You'll probably draw all the games.
That's what I was about to say. That's what I remember. This is how we ended up with 14 draws, Yusuf. This is how. Because we went 1-0 up against Brighton and decided to coast. Not the one at the Emirates where we got the red card. The one at Brighton. We went up 1-0 and decided to coast. We went up 2-0 against Villa and decided to coast. Nah, bro, the best defense is you keep the ball, because if we have the ball, you can't score.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? That's how Liverpool was able to. And even if you got to plan for these type of things, right? Even referee decisions that's going to go against you. So referee decision goes against Arsenal, we draw the game. Referee decision goes against Liverpool, they win the game 3-1 because they kept playing football. You know what I'm saying? So like you said, you take a 1-0, but that 1-0 strategy is good for cups, not for a 38-game campaign.
Yeah,
you can do that if you're Crystal Palace and win an FA Cup. Stink it out 1-0 against Man City, but you cannot do that over 38 games, bro. You can't. You absolutely can't. You have to.
Absolutely can't, man.
That's not Saka's game. Imagine being a match-going fan, right? And then you paying all this money in North London to go to the Emirates and watch the team not play football, to go for stinky 1-0. Oh, bro,
that was the whole season.
Yeah, but we're known for good football. And that's how Wenger was able to get away with not winning anything for so long, because the football was beautiful to watch. Yeah. You know, the goal that we scored against Norwich in 2014 will probably go down as one of the best goals in the Premier League. That goal that Ozil scored against Ludogorets in the Champions League, they make animations of this shit, bro. Yeah, that's how Wenger was able to get away with that. But now we're not winning anything, and the football is terrible to watch. The manager has the answer for that.
Facts, man. Boyton is saying Saka is never going to score at a good clip. He creates a good clip. Man, if you create, then I want 20. Do you know what I'm saying? My point is not. It's just not 20. I mean, I want more. I want more.
Yeah.
I want more from you, bro. It's not enough. I know this season you got injured, but last season before, we want more. We want more from you, bro. You're a poster boy. You're supposed. Speaking of Saka, yeah, he got injured apparently. Apparently, he was sent back.
Yeah,
he didn't train with the England squad. What's your thoughts on this? Are you worried, BBK? Are you worried?
Nah, I'm hopeful that this is just like dog arts or Arsenal learning their lesson, right? Because we've seen Trent get pulled out of games before. We've seen Foden and all these men pull out, and we nice guys sending all our players to go play meaningless international games. So yeah, the next game is a friendly anyway. I think Saka knew that England had enough to beat Andorra without him. Right? And the next game is a friendly, it's not a qualifier. So yeah, bro, pull out, take your preseason, recover from your hamstring, because we're talking about you needing to bag 20 goals. We need to create a system where we create so many chances that someone in our team bags 20 goals. But the last person that scored 20 goals at this club was Aubameyang. He scored 22 goals, shared the golden boot with Firmino and Mo Salah. And obviously, and sadly enough, we haven't won anything since he left. There's no coincidence. There's a cause and effect. There's a direct correlation. You have someone who can score 22 goals in your squad, you can win something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
do you know what the weird thing is about Abba? Yeah, Abba scored just before Arteta came. He was a Golden Boot winner. Yeah. And then he was put on the left wing. And I was thinking to myself, why the fuck would you put a striker on the left wing? Yes, he's fast, but he's not techie like that. You have to have some type of tech to play left wing. Like we all played football, when we pick players. Obviously, the guy with the most tech and he's the fastest probably plays on the wing. It's just how it works.
Yeah.
But what I thought that we would keep Abba for those 2-3 years, resell him and get someone that can score. I thought that was the plan. Yeah. I thought Abba was the plan. So to build around him, I thought that we're going to build around him. And then when he got rid of him, yes, to make a sign that you're no tolerance, blah 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 blah. But I'm sorry, that didn't work. That didn't work. You just kicked out a 20+ goal. You lost 20 goals a season. 20 goals, bro. Yeah. I know he did well after like 3 years when the whole team, because he told us we'll spread the goals around. Well, that dried up. Now what? So now we're reverting back. All the fans are saying, "Oh, bring us back a 20+ striker," because everybody was agreeing with the whole spread the goals around, innit?
Yeah, I mean, that's all fine and dandy if the totals, if your midfield is scoring, right? If you're getting 6 to 8 from Declan and
your
6
wingers.
And your wingers, but if Odegaard is giving you less than 6 goals, and Moreno has to move up front and to score goals. No, it doesn't work like that. But we need it back. If you just go back and look, there's only been one team to have it actually succeed with playing this false nine craziness with not a bagsman, and they had so much creativity coming from their wings that made up for it. We don't have that. We have one winger that creates, like someone in the chat said, and that's Saka. We get nothing from Martinelli, nothing from Trossard last year. And another reason I give Arteta credit, man, they'll never clip this and play this, but in the 2023-2024 season, I'm surprised teams didn't work us out. Our attack was so one-sided. It was Ben White, Odegaard, Saka. Everything came out that right-hand side. And the fact that we were able to get 91 goals out of that was a credit.
Amazing.
To, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. Another question for you, Martinelli. I'm sick and tired of him, to be honest. I used to like Martinelli. I still like him, but like if he's not playing as a number 9, I don't want to see him at left wing. I'm sick and tired of the whole running out of play. He's just not the guy to play a left wing for this system. Do you know what I'm saying? I know the whole thing. He keeps defending. Well, he's not really a left wing. He's kind of like a left wing back. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes you'll find him in attack. But the way we're playing right now, and apparently if we're getting Sesko, we're going to still play with the same system that we played this season. Cross the ball and hope. That's what I'm guessing. What's your thoughts, BBK? Are you sick and tired of Nelly? Are you tired of him? You want to give him another year?
I think he's peaked. I think he's peaked in that first title charge was his level when he scored 16 goals that season, and people after Xhaka left, people use that as an excuse for, that's the reason he fell off because of Xhaka's play. Well, I think Declan Rice was an upgrade on Xhaka, and he still hasn't hit that level again. Martinelli is just that guy that never fundamentally developed. He's still at 23, 24 now, still running with his head down. You go to any academy under 9s, any under 13s right now. You watch the coaches play or run drills. The kids that get sent home are the ones that keep doing things that are fundamentally wrong. With your head down, you can't see where your teammates are. You can't see the line of the defense. You make bad plays when your head is down. How many times have we seen him just dribble the ball out of bounds? Because he doesn't know where he's at because he's looking down at the ball. Like he doesn't trust the ball at his feet. You feel the ball with your movement. He hasn't developed that skill. It's a bad habit that he cannot break. And he keeps doing it. And he's always going to revert to instinct in game when he's under pressure. So I think he's peaked. I think the longer we keep him, the more his value will fall. So, I think it's time to move on from Arteta. We need an upgrade on that. That way, our attack is just not so one-sided. Maybe that's why Odegaard just hangs out on the right. Because he knows if he passes the ball over there, it's a turnover.
That's probably one of the reasons. I'll be real with you. Big up you. Not sorry, I'm not watching a film about Sesko. Fact, bro. Ain't no way I'm watching a film about Sesko, bro. Yeah. You get me? I'm watching Suits right now. I'm watching the series. So
yeah, man. The whole go watch the film thing is kind of crazy because that's insinuating that we don't know football. Like what have we been saying about Odegaard all season long about his game? Shoot the ball, shoot. You don't need a Class A or Class B license to know that he needs to shoot sometimes. What happens? We go to Anfield. He decides to have a shot. Alisson, best goalkeeper in the world, can't handle it. Moreno scores. We equalize. Shoot the damn ball, bro. Sometimes he just takes this extra touch too much. You trust your eyes. We know football. We are footballing men. We've been in this game for 20, 30 years. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to be a coach to see basic things in the game. You know what I mean? So we see the holes in Odegaard's game. We see the holes in Saka's game. We just need to get players who can put it together. You know what I'm saying? And give Saka a break. That way he can't get double up and triple up because he doesn't have the skill of a Lamine Yamal to get out of those triple challenges all the time. Right. You know what I'm saying? He needs help. And maybe if we balance out our attack, we'll get those 20 goals from Saka that we're asking for.
Facts. Big up you not saying Arsene Wenger was a manager then and proven to improve players. Facts, man. Facts. He used to improve so many players. There's so many dead players that Arsene Wenger gave a name to. I'll be real. Arteta is proven to regress players. Facts. See, this is the thing. This is how football works in my eyes, my opinion. When you buy players, so you either buy a ready-made player, a Gyökeres, or you go out there and find the potential and make him into a ready-made player. Yeah. But the problem is when you go out there and you try to get a potential to try to make him into a made ready player, it's long gone. You should have done that the first year or the second year. That's when you should have got a striker and worked on that striker, made him a big striker or a big name in the game. So that's my thoughts on it. There's only two ways about this. Arsene Wenger used to have the potential to go out there, buy a potential, and make him a great player, fit the system. I'm just seeing like Arteta, every player he brings, he doesn't fucking fit his system. He's always playing out of place. That player's always playing out of place. Out of place. Everybody's out of place. The whole team's out of place, except from Saka and the goalkeeper. Yeah. Obviously, the centre backs. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's out of place.
Yeah, because to this day, Rashid, I don't know what Fabio Vieira's position is in the team. Is he a left winger? Is he a left? Like, what is he? What is he? Yeah, but you scouted this man and you signed him, and you told us you signed Kai Havertz as a midfielder. Yeah, told us that only to have to move.
And then he said, "I don't know. So I don't know which one is it." Tell this whole versatile player, it saved him so much time, so much bullshit, bro. We went through, bro. Young project, versatile players. I don't want to hear these buzzwords ever again, bro. Football is fucking simple. Play the player in the best position of his attributes. Yeah, Skelly can run with the ball. Put him in the midfield. Don't leave him at the left back. He will create problems sometimes because he is out of place, and we'll lose games because of him. When the stakes are high and everybody's shaky, and you're going against a team like PSG or a Bayern Munich or Real Madrid, obviously we beat them, but like these big teams like Newcastle, or you're going when it really matters, everybody needs to be on point. When you play everybody out of their position, somehow, some way, they're gonna make a mistake. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? And we just want to minimize the mistakes. Obviously, everybody makes mistakes, but we want to minimize them.
Yeah, no doubt. And speaking of playing players out of position, right? I've seen a club like Brighton. I like to use the Brighton example. Just the players that Brighton have lost over the years. And Brighton play a certain brand of football. They play the same way, right? But Brighton have lost their goalkeeper to Chelsea. They've lost Cucurella. They've lost Ben White to us. They lost Caicedo, McAllister, Bissouma, Trossard. That's just off the top of my head. They've lost Dan Burn to Newcastle. Brighton still play the same way. When we lose, when Timber got suspended for yellow card accumulation, or we lose one player, we have to move our entire system around because we lost one player. How is that possible in year 5? How is that possible that you have to change your entire system when you lose one player? That's coaching, bro. Now you're making your midfield weaker. You're taking Partey out and you put him in defense. He's not a defender. You just made your defense weaker. But he's been our best midfielder all season, so you just made our midfield weaker. With one move, you have weakened our team in 2 spots. That's coaching. You know what I'm saying? I've seen Arne Slot go down to 10 men at Anfield and surge and ascend in the game. We go down 10 men against Bournemouth. You don't even try to get to halftime. You immediately take off your only attacking outlet and invite on pressure. What happened? We lose the game 2-0. Who knew?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? This is coaching, bro. It's like at some point, we can't just look at Arteta and be like, okay, let's wait for the next transfer window. Wait till the next transfer. Bro, coach the players that you bought. This is your team. Everyone is in this team you bought or you re-signed them. So how about you do some coaching? Because it's if a rival or a neutral asks me right now, what player has Arteta improved in your squad? I got to think about it. I'm like, damn. I know he didn't improve the league, but he had to send him on loan.
You say Gabriel, innit?
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody probably say Gabriel, yeah.
Yeah, it's a mad one, bro. But man, this transfer market, the PTSD, I'm nervous. You know, I no team has ever finished second 4 times in a row. So history would tell us that either we're going to win the league next year, great,
or regress. Down.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And you know, with him, the Arteta tax is a real thing, bro. It's a real thing. This is what Arteta tax have done to me, bro. This season hasn't started yet, and I'm angry. How is that possible? we ain't even kicked the ball yet for 2025, 2026, and I'm already upset.
No, I'm worried, bro. I'll be real, 100%, man. I'm worried, man. Like I've seen Arsenal how late they are always to these transfer windows. I don't know why. Like we bought Berta for what, man? But it is what it is. It is what it is. We move. Boyton is saying if you looked at the stats, you would have thought Martinelli would be worth keeping. But the stats lie. I watched Martinelli and he should have been sold immediately summer 2023. Yes, that's probably. But well, yeah, he had a good season that season. But the thing is that the system was different, Boyton. See, that season he could invert and go as a striker. He used to play as a winger striker / because Xhaka comes in, and we've got now players that can't do the Xhaka role. Xhaka had a bit of tech. I don't like that guy. I hate him personally, but like he had a bit of tech. Personally, yeah. With him, it's personal. With other players, I don't care. You just leave my club and I'll forget about you. But like with him, it's personal. And you already know why. He had a bit of tech, and unfortunately, Rice doesn't have that. And Moreno, they ain't got that as well. Do you get me? So. That's the thing that really affected Martinelli, and I agree with it. Big up Kouame, man. Big up Kouame. Now, what did you say about Martinelli at the end of Did you want him sold? No. I just explained that one. No. Respect. If we aren't careful, it will be the same as last summer, failing to sign new players. Facts, man. Facts. Unfortunately, I think the new players we won't like. That's the thing. We will buy players, but I don't think they're the players that we want. You know what I'm saying? Already, Gyökeres, Sesko told you all you need to know. Do you know what gave me really? It was the point. It was when I first saw Romano put out, Arsenal can't buy Rodrigo because of the package being too expensive. At that point, I was like, all right, fuck. That's it. We're not gonna go out there and do anything. Like how many times does it happen where you find a player like Rodrigo there and nobody else wants him, and we're kind of like the only team that wants him, and he's only had like one bad season. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, how many times does that happen? Rarely do you find a player like that. But what did they say? Too expensive. Oh, I thought that we had a 350 war chest. Where the fuck is that? Where's the 350 war chest, bro, that I was reading, bro?
Yeah.
Bullshit, man. Everybody believes this bullshit, man. Kawami's saying we need to cut the crap and get Gyökeres immediately. Facts, man.
Yeah,
Facts, man.
I agree.
Facts. Facts. Vieira is a versatile attacker. He can play any position in the final third. Probably don't want him playing false nine though.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the point. That's the broader point. He hasn't nailed down a position. That's kind of what that pretty much hurt Ainsley Maitland-Niles in the squad. He was okay here, okay there, never nailed down a position, and we eventually had to get rid of him. So that's $35 million wasted on Vieira. If you're versatile, Lewis Kelly is versatile, but we can see his value.
Facts.
So you say Vieira is versatile, which I agree. I just don't see his value in the squad, and that was $35 million. That was another waste.
Facts. Boyton saying if it's coaching issue, then there's no point complaining about the player.
Yeah,
no,
the coach has a big hand in signing these players, because I'm telling you, a top coach does not pay $65 million for Kai Havertz not knowing where he plays, saying he's a midfielder and then having to move him to striker. The coach picks the players, right? The chef picks the ingredients to cook the meal. So coaching is a big part of it, but he's the one who's picked these players. So if you're going to pick them, then you have to coach them. And then when you realize they don't have the tech to do what you need, you don't get to just discard them and be like, okay, I need another player, because we're not built like that. Manchester City does stuff like that. We don't. So we don't have the luxury of wasting $65 million on Havertz and $35 million on Vieira. We have to. The next signing, the striker we sign, has to work, because it's going to ruin our wage structure and our ability to sign another striker in another 2-year period.
Facts. 100%. You're not saying I like giving Liverpool as an example. Me too, bro. When you say Liverpool, they have nothing to say because it was the same situation, but they won more. There's only one different factor. There's a manager that has a CV and a manager that's a rookie.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Example, yeah. I also use the Napoli example as well, because Conte goes to Napoli. He loses his 2 best attackers.
Yeah, but he's gonna. Do you know what they're gonna tell you? Oh, it's the Serie A. It's different. It's different. Right. Here it's a high pace. We have City and Liverpool. They have Inter Milan and Milan, so it's a bit different. That's what they tell you about Napoli. Yeah,
that's why we can't use Liverpool last year. Last year they were saying it was City. Wait till City fall off. It wasn't wait till City and Liverpool fall off. It was wait till City. Yeah. Well, shit, City did fall off epically, and they only finished 1 point behind us.
Yeah, and more wins. May I add, more wins than us.
Yeah. So imagine that.
The amount of injuries, Pep Guardiola going through a divorce, him scratching the fuck out of his head, like everything. It was crazy this season for City, and they still won more games. Somebody explain that to me. And then I hear certain man saying, "Oh, it wasn't that bad. The season wasn't that bad." What?
Yeah,
they won more games than us. City won more games than us.
I think even Newcastle won more games than us, even though they finished 5th.
Yeah, exactly. Even in the system with the players that suited him, it was still correct to sell Martinelli and make bank.
Yeah.
Yo, but the thing is that Martinelli kind of like fooled us that season, bro. You gotta allow us. He had a good season and he scored a lot of goals and he gave assists as well. We were doing well.
Yeah,
but yeah, man, I agree. That's how you be. That's why you get paid the big bucks. You need to see what people don't see, and react on that. But Arsenal, nothing really changed. I mean, we're hearing Kepa. Moving on. We're hearing Kepa, a done deal, 5 million. You know what the problem is? My problem is with the 100 fucking K, 100K.
For what? 100K.
100K a week.
He's a 100K.
Stupid, bro. We got Diaz 55K and many more players on way less. You're talking Kepa, second goalkeeper. He'll probably play fucking 5 games. He'll probably play 5 games, 6 games. Yeah, but what's your thoughts on the Kepa situation, BB? Okay,
yeah, bro. I didn't know he was on 100K, bro. Honestly, now we've seen Arteta go in to do a title charge with Aaron Ramsdale. Then going into the following season, no one thought Aaron Ramsdale was the reason why we didn't lose the league. We didn't think Aaron Ramsdale was the problem. And then 4 or 5 games in the season, out of nowhere comes David Raya. David Raya comes and bench him. So is this another situation where we go into the season with Raya as our starting goalkeeper, and then Kepa comes in, and then he changes goalkeepers again? Because he has got the goalkeeping position horribly wrong during his tenure. He inherited Emi Martinez and Bernd Leno. Those 2 guys are starting for other Premier League clubs, like starting goalkeepers. Meanwhile, I think we've gone through 4 or 5 goalkeepers since then, between Martinez, Leno, Ramsdale, Raya, Kepa, Runarsson, Klein, Matt Turner. Yeah, that's at least 7 goalkeepers off my head. I'm not too bothered by the price tag of 5 million, but the 100K, I didn't know man was on 100K. It's like, bro, what are we doing? It's kind of like, this would give me Zinchenko vibes when he was on like 25 at Man City, and we bring him to the Emirates and give him 125. Like, why are we giving these players who are getting bit part minutes, so much money? Then they become economically unattractive. We can't move them if they flop, because if Kai Havertz, we can't find a buyer for Kai Havertz right now on 280 out of form. So putting Kepa on 100 is mad to me.
Yeah, that's what they put him on. When you see other teams, the amount of money they put players on, it's just crazy. I think Aaron, big up to him, man. He went through it once, and it was just amazing. The amount of money we put our players on. Yeah. And then how are we going to move them? How are you going to move players like you said, Havertz, Gabriel Jesus, fucking Moreno, Kivior? How are you going to move these players, man? Yeah. They're not high wages. High wages.
Yeah, E. Ross in the chat says that question from E. Ross when he says, "Let me ask you guys a question. Even if we sign a top quality players, can you see Arsenal bringing home any trophies with this manager?" I do, because the thing is, we were 2 wins away from winning the Champions League. We're in the semifinal. The thing is, we have to overperform because the Arteta tax is real. Everyone has to overperform. Like, we have to do yesterday. I was talking to another Arsenal fan that asked me, what was my expectations for next year? And I'm like, okay, bro, we need to win the league. And then he asked me, do I think we have the best squad? I'm like, no. Do you think I have the best manager? And I said, no. Then we can't win the league then by that logic. I'm like, bullshit, because you can't tell me that Leicester City has the best squad in the league in 2016. They didn't. And they didn't have the best manager either. I'm asking you to overperform. I'm asking you to earn your money, Arteta. You can't be the 3rd highest paid manager in Europe, and I can't put expectations on you for managing my club. If that's what we're going to do, how about this? I'll put a proposal to the club, Arsenal Football Club. You can't raise ticket prices or raise the prices on anything until you win something. How about that? I think that's a fair bet. You cannot raise the season tickets. You can't raise the prices of hot dogs, beer, any of that shit until you win something.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen. We all know that. We all know that it's going to we all know that.
Expectations on these, man.
Expectations are so fucking low, and it's so easy to please Arsenal fans. Let's be real. So easy to please them. They're already pleased with fucking 2nd place and semi-final. Yesterday, the guy was telling me, first thing he was saying, semi-final, like I didn't fucking know. Semi-final. Do you know what I'm saying? Surprise me, bro. What else? What else?
Yeah, I do believe next year
we won 4 competitions.
Yeah, 4. 1 of 4. I do believe next year, though, even if we win an EFL Cup, I still want him going, bro. Like an EFL Cup for like a new manager coming in, I can hear it. But for him, he needs to win a major, bro.
Can I tell you something?
He's been here too long.
They will give him another contract if he wins a Carabao Cup.
I believe
they won't be like, oh, it's not enough. For example, Tottenham, they have better standards than Arsenal. They sacked their manager. Yes, he got sifted 17th, but he won them a trophy in a long fucking time. I'm not saying to keep him, but it's the standards. See the standards. They tried to get managers that actually had CV. They bought Mourinho. They bought Conte, people that won before. What did we get after Arsene Wenger? We got Unai Emery. Yes, he won. But we're talking Mourinho is in a different kind of fucking level to Emery. Yes, he's overachieving, but we're talking Mourinho. We're talking someone that won about, I don't know, to 36 trophies or something like that. Crazy number. And Tottenham have better standards than Arsenal. For Arsenal, it's very simple. The other day, I heard someone say there's pressure at Arsenal. I don't think there's pressure. There's no pressure.
Nah, he's not moving like a manager. That's not their pressure.
Yeah, all you need to be is really good, look sexy, and keep your Insta high and score a couple of goals. That's about it. You know what I'm saying? Couple of goals, important moments. Everybody will gas that up, and we just sweep it all under the carpet and heads up onto the next.
Yeah.
You see, when Arsenal fucking say heads up onto the next, this is exactly what we do every season. Heads up onto the next.
On to the next.
Now we've got our situation with the transfer window. Nothing moved. Nothing changed. Nothing happened. We've seen other teams do way more in this amount of time. So, but going back to the question what Eros asked, I don't believe Arteta will win anything, even with the big players or him spending a lot of money. I think he maybe will win a Carabao Cup, maybe FA Cup, maybe, but I don't think he's going to win major trophies, even with the players that he wants. But this is what worries me. What worries me is that he might win a Carabao Cup and an FA Cup and they'll brush everything under the carpet. It's not like we have certain goals. When you sign for the club, we want you to for example, to win the Premier League, get to the semi-final in the Champions League, get as far as you can in the Carabao Cup, using the players that you actually bought, just in case one of them pops or something happens, we can play him, he's ready. Do you know what I'm saying? And you got the FA Cup. You should go for it as well. So this is the thing. They'll allow 6 years of process or nearly 7 years of process, nearly £1 billion spent for a Carabao Cup. They'll give him another 2 years. Do you agree with me?
No. Fuck. The thought of him not winning the league or winning a major next year and getting a contract extension annoys me to my core. Because if I ask anyone, 5 years in a job, but the task is to win, and 5 years into the job you haven't won, is that a failing or a successful business? It's a failing business, right? So he's a failing manager as we speak right now. He's a failing manager. So the thought of us extending the tenure of a failing manager of our club it's a non-starter for me. Either you win the league or you move on. Like, there are managers who've been sabotaged, not given a fair shake in the history of football. That has happened, right? Arteta is not one of those managers. He's not. He's been given time. He's been given money. He's been given his own players. That's what every manager in modern football begs for. Give me time. Give me time. I can turn this around. Give me time. He's been given time. He's been given a half a decade, bro.
Facts.
Like the title winning expectations that we had going into 23-24, the fact that we brought that down to the last day. There was a Premier League trophy at the Emirates on the last day. I get it. I hear it. But this year, you had to, because Manchester City, who's beat us to the past 2 Premier League titles, fell off. And a man who's never managed in the Premier League came and walked the league with 75 points. I say 75 points because we only got.
But he had a ready-made team.
Yeah. Bro.
Yeah.
What they
play
did
the
was
ping pong game with them. Play with it. You will get tired. You will get tired. Trust me.
Because today, as we speak today on June 8th, 2025, I still think Jurgen Klopp is a better manager than Arne Slot. I think so. I think you're right. But even Jurgen Klopp himself knew that his voice had gone stale with this ready-made bunch. So if a man who has won like Klopp has won, if his voice went stale, don't you think Arteta, who's never won, voice goes stale quicker? I'm just doing simple logic here. Like, what can he tell those players? That's why he has players in the squad that has never won before. Because if man has touched silverware and know what it feels like, there's nothing Arteta can say to him. Arne Slot is coming from another league, an inferior league by most standards, by most metrics in the Eredivisie, and comes in and just walks the league, bro. A new voice. He didn't sign 4 or 5 players. Now he's signing big players this year, and if he doesn't win, you will hear the narrative, "Oh, you won with Klopp's players." That will come. I hear that. But the fact that he did it in his first year, the only thing that changed that Liverpool Football Club this year was the voice, because Chiesa didn't play any significant minutes in their title run. It's the same bunch of players. Klopp couldn't do it. Arteta can't do it with this bunch. Just try something else. Let's try a new voice. We have tried Moreno up front. We've tried this. We've tried that. How about we try a new manager? We haven't tried that yet.
Facts. How about we find exactly. How about we try a new manager?
Let's give it a try. And if you're that in love with Arteta, when he go manages Sociedad or Real Betis and he's cooking over there, you can bring him back when he learns how to manage. But let's try something else in the meantime, because what we're doing is not
working.
Let's
send him on loan. They send him on loan because they love him so much.
Send him on a 2-year loan. Yeah,
hell.
Yeah, because we have ran it back 3 times. We have ran it back 3 times with the exact same finish. And the league position aside, I think even though we finished second, we've regressed by our style of play, goals scored, and points tally. The league position
isn't it because it's competition? The way I see it is 4 competitions. I judge you based on these 4 competitions. It's like performances. I judge you based on them.
Yeah.
And I think you failed in about 3. 1 is not good enough.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. 1 is not good enough. And the goal was to get the Premier League. Yes. The goal wasn't to win the Champions League, but it was to win the Premier League. Let's judge him on that. Yeah. Oh, but he nearly got the Champions League. Yeah, but nearly's not good fucking enough.
Yeah.
You get me? But yeah, man. Big up Normski in the chat. Big up Norms, man.
Big up Normski.
Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well, man. Boy Ten is saying we're not winning the league after signing. Bro, like Kepa ain't gonna play 1 game, Boy 10. He's just gonna get that haram money and probably cut in 2 years. You get me? That's all he's gonna do. What Ron is saying, I think Tom Setford and Jack Porter are enough. We don't need another goalkeeper. Yeah, probably, man. I don't know. The goalkeeper thing is just stupid. But wasting our time. Facts. Big up the face jacker. But AFTV said the deal was done months ago to distract top gooners from another season failure. Fact. Do you remember January, when we didn't well? What's the first thing they did? Zubimendi. We're signing Zubimendi at the end of the season.
Yeah, this is right after we got bounced out the FA Cup to Man United. As soon as we got bounced out the FA Cup to Man United, that's when they started to push that.
Tell him.
Because the fan base was starting to make noise, and they had to give us something to quiet us down. So they just they said Zubimendi, and then they ran it again as soon as we lost to PSG, and here we are still
waiting.
Yeah,
still waiting. And then they did their little. Did you see the little stunt that they did where we went for Watkins at the end of the January window? Why didn't you do it at the beginning?
Yeah.
Why weren't you proactive?
Yeah,
why didn't you take the first chance that you can sign Watkins and get? Do you know what I heard? That Arsenal were offered to sign Morata for free. Or sorry, it was loan for free until the end of the season. Morata. And you probably pay him half the money. Milan will probably pay the other half. Bro, that's a no-brainer. What the fuck are we doing here? That's a no-brainer. At least get a striker and show me that you're moving. Show me that you're trying to do something. You get me? You're not showing me shit. What have they really showed us yet? I want some big names, bro. You told us that, when we get Champions League, you'll see the players that we get. Where are they? Where are they, bro?
Yeah, we got Moreno and Calafiori. That's what we got out of the Champions League.
Moreno was actually, I said it yesterday, listen to this. Moreno was the plan. I believe that Moreno, Rice, and Odegaard were going to be this year's midfield. If Partey didn't perform the way he performed, because Partey's been outstanding from nearly 90% of the games he played. So there was no way you can drop Partey. No way. It's like Skelly, because he bought Calafiori, but then benched him for Skelly for a 17-year-old. Do you know what I'm saying? So we just fucked up another 35 million. You get me?
Yeah.
A 17-year-old. That's not even a left back. He's playing better than the left back that he actually fucking bought for money. You get me? So all of these things, they add up. And they're all sackable offenses. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, yeah.
You're incompetent. I'm not seeing any progress. Bro. Big up. You not saying Arteta got FA Cup, 2nd, 8th places finishes. 5 years later, we are trophyless. Facts, man. Facts. Arteta, look, man, he ain't gonna win anything. Even if you buy him the players, he ain't gonna win anything. He ain't gonna win anything major. He's gonna probably win an FA Cup or a Carabao Cup. But major Champions League going against the big dogs, nah, bro. That's a different kind of league. You get me? That's a different kind of league. But the face jack is saying there's no pressure at Arsenal. Tomiyasu have played 12 million. Exactly, man. Where the fuck is Tomiyasu, bro? Collecting 100k a week, bro.
Wow.
It's crazy. Let's roll. Zubimendi scored. Did Zubimendi score? That's mad.
He scored the first goal, but they're tied 2-2 now. Yeah.
The two.
He scored the.
Did Ronaldo score?
I don't know. The left back scored the one from
yeah, I know. Yeah,
Mendes equalized, and then Ronaldo scored in the 61st.
Who scored the second, guys? Does anybody know in the chat who scored the second goal for Portugal? But
Ronaldo. It's Ronaldo.
Was it Ronaldo?
Yeah, in the 61st.
That's mad. Yeah. That's mad. Ronaldo's a killer, bro. I'll be real. I would
final too. This is his type of moments. It's a final. You know he's gonna show up.
Yeah. I'll give you something about Ronaldo. I'm a Messi fan, by the way. I'm a Messi, so I believe Messi is better than Ronaldo.
Yeah,
but I think Ronaldo did ruin football. He was part of the reason why we have Garnachos in this world. You know what I'm saying? Martinelli's, and it's mad. Let's be real. I really do believe it, because Ronaldo before the knee injury, that was a proper Ronaldo. That was a proper Ronaldo. And I used to like his football, but Ronaldo is a killer. I'll be real. He still can score goals. He's 40 years old and he still can score goals. It's mad.
Yeah,
it's really mad. I can't even. People need to respect that more. You get me? People give him stick because he's cocky, innit? People don't like a cocky guy. You get me? And it makes sense, but he can back it. I'm sorry, bro. He's on 940 goals or something like that. He's nearly gonna hit 1,000. If he signs for 2 more years, I think he's gonna hit 1,000. But yeah, he deserves the best. I'll be real. He deserves that. He really worked hard, bro, because he ain't got talent.
That's it. That's it. And that's what I respect about him. Like he's like, you're not gonna outrun me. You're not gonna outjump me. You're not gonna outwork me because I know I don't have the natural talent of a Ronaldinho or a Messi, but I have this drive that I'm gonna out athlete everybody, and he's done that for the better part of 18.
You've got to respect that. I'll be real, bro. I'm a Messi fan, but I still respect that, bro. I really respect what Ronaldo did. Like, I wished Ronaldo at Arsenal, even for a 6 months, 6-month loan. You remember when we were thinking of a 6-month loan? I would have took that. I can't lie. I really think that if you keep him in the box, though, don't let him touch the ball before we get. So in the build-up, ignore Ronaldo. Ignore him. Don't give him the ball. Just do that. Go over there.
Yeah, I can never.
But yeah, man. McAllister or Bruno? Oh, here he is, Jalil, bro. He comes with these questions. I'll be real, man. These are tough questions that he does. I don't know if he writes them down or. Fuck, man. It depends on. I'll go Bruno. I'll go Bruno Guimaraes. Yeah. Even though McAllister has been balling, like. I just saw one of his goals today, and it was a banger from like 30 yards out. But yeah, man, I'll go Bruno just because of the talent, like the way he plays football, and it's just he's got that Brazil in him, and I love Brazilian players, man. I like Jogo Bonito. I'm a kind of guy that likes football. I like to watch free flowing football. Do you know what I'm saying? I don't like a lot of tactical things in the game, but it is what it is. It's part of the game, innit? So yeah, I'll go Bruno, bro. I like
McAllister. Maybe when Wirtz goes there and McAllister's minutes start to dwindle, maybe we can sign him on the loan or something.
So you go McAllister?
Yeah, I like McAllister, man. I like his tech. I like him going forward. But Bruno I think our midfield would actually do with a Bruno, his toughness, his breaking up play. It's got a shot on him, but I rate McAllister, man. I rate him highly. I think he was one of the unsung heroes of that World Cup, for that Messi World Cup, man. He was class. I like McAllister.
Interesting, man. But yeah, both ballers. I'll be real. Both ballers. Good question. I'm not surprised. Yeah, two both. Yeah. I agree. We should have got another keeper. What are we saying? Winning the league was never the goal, Rashid. Never ever. That's not in writing anywhere at the club. It should be. Boy 10. Because when I play FIFA and I pick Arsenal, best believe that they ask me to win the league or I'm sacked. So I'm sorry, man. It should be. For a club like Arsenal, winning the league should be mandatory. Second place, we shouldn't even be talking about this. Why are you telling me about second place? I don't want to hear it. You have to get Champions League football. Yeah. It's not like something where you go and say, oh, I did this. You don't. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, what is this? Why? Yeah. What is this, man? Do you celebrate when you do your job? Like, that is your job to get Champions League. That's mandatory. But yeah, what's your thoughts on this?
So I actually did a talking point on this a couple of streams ago, where I started to wonder, the club is like, was winning ever the goal? Like the club is happy with us competing, and if we happen to win along the way, cool, they can play it off. They have plausible deniability there. They can be like, okay, we won, we were trying to win. But I don't think, because if I ask you, Rashid, if Romans Chelsea finish second, not even 3 times, just once, if they finish second and they know what they need, they go and get it to push on to first. You know, we've had 3 cracks at second, and we still haven't pushed on to get what we need to get to first. It's like we're calm, we're cool. I don't want to hear about second, but let's do a Liverpool. That man did 5th, 3rd, 1st. That's what they did. You know what I'm saying? They didn't hang out in second and be like, okay, let's wait till City. They went from the quickest route to first, 5th, they finished 3rd, and then bang, straight to the top. And we're just hanging out. There was no way we should let another team leapfrog us to the title with a new manager while we were supposed to be right there. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Jarring, man.
Facts, man. I agree. Paying backup manager, yeah, bro. 100K. 100K. That is mad. Yeah. That is mad, bro. Xavi, Conte, Inzaghi, Ancelotti are all better than Arteta. I can name at least 20. Come on.
Yeah. These are managers who have performed under pressure, bro. But Xavi won the league at Barcelona and they sacked him anyway.
Yeah. And it's not easy to win a league in La Liga. You can't tell me that.
It's not.
You can't.
Yeah. So
100%, man.
I don't think any other club gives a manager 5 years with winning nothing. I don't even think Oliver Glasner gets 5 years at Crystal Palace with 1 FA Cup. In 5 years from now, Oliver Glasner won't be a Crystal Palace manager. He won't. But 5 years after 1 FA Cup, we're still holding on to Arteta because we're close. Nah, bro, we're not close.
Madness. Calafiore, he and Bastoni are Italy's 2 best defenders. Well, I guess that's why. Do they play 3 at the back? Because it's different. See, Maguire plays well in 3 at the back when he's got that protection.
Yep.
When he doesn't have to run a lot and there's a lot of players around him. See, it's different. To play in a 4 or a 3 is different. It's just 2 separate things. But yeah, man. Big up, my friend. Big up the face jacker. Adnan is saying Zubimendi would not go to Real Madrid. Don't panic, guys. He will be an Arsenal player. Why? Why wouldn't he go to Real Madrid? Could you tell us why? Could you really tell us why? I don't really.
Zubimendi is cool. Zubimendi is cool, but another DM is not the answer to our problems. Is what I'm saying. You know, we need to address what we really need, and it's our strike force.
Fact. CR7 would actually be our best midfielder at the present. Why would he be? I wouldn't exclude him in the build-up. Yeah, exactly. We have a bunch of Ronaldos in that midfield. You should avoid everyone at all costs. I'll be real. Avoid everyone in that midfield at all costs because that midfield is a big problem, man. Big problem. But yeah, man went to FIFA. Yeah, exactly, bro. Ronaldo or Messi? Eros, come on, man. We're Messi fans here. You know what I'm saying?
Messi, but I'm honest enough to tolerate no Ronaldo slander. You know, but
I'm a football fan first, of course. Yeah. So I'm a football fan first. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't worship anybody or any kind of like player, but like what Messi does on that pitch, I'm sorry, man. Would you rather Mbappe or Lamine Yamal? There you go. That's the Messi Ronaldo kind of like, you know what I'm saying, comparison. Do you see the way he was? Yeah, I had to ask. I hear that, bro. I hear that. A lot of people say, some people say Ronaldo, bro. And I get why. It's kind of like, it depends on the kind of football you like, I guess. Because football's split into 2. So now there's like pace and power.
Yeah.
So people that like pace and power. My cousins that are younger than me, they like pace and power. So I can't really talk to them. Because they like players that I wouldn't like. And it's just, do you get me? We kind of like don't like the same players. But yeah, man, I say Messi. Why would you say Messi? B? What's your?
Yeah, Messi's natural ability on the ball is just it's unmatched for me, man. I love what Christie does. You know, I appreciate what he has done to the game. And if it wasn't for him, the between 2008 and 2015 would have been boring as hell in football. He brought competition to Messi and even made Messi better in La Liga. You know what I'm saying? But Messi's natural ability on the ball, he's just levels, bro. The way he goes past professional defenders like they're not even standing there. I think only Ronaldinho does that at a higher level when he was in his prime. But yeah, Messi, he's just different. They both sit at the table for GOATs, though. You know, there's no one player that's bigger than the game for me. You know, the game of football is just too big for one player to be the GOAT. There's a table. There's about 10 chairs at that table. Yeah. You know, Pele's at that table, Maradona's at that table. Both the Ronaldos are at that table.
Yeah, Zidane.
Them men are at that table. So
there's a lot of players. Yeah. There's 10, but I just feel like the way Messi is just Messi's a bit better than others, in my opinion. Obviously, I didn't see them. Like, you can't judge if you didn't see it, because all I saw was Maradona. And Mandem, like, I have a question here. How did not anyone not suspect that guy is on the gear? Like, how the fuck did you not expect that? La 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 la. When he was doing that, you lot know the video. Like, he was doing this, and what the fuck? How did they not? How could you not suspect that guy's on gear? But he was an incredible player from what I saw. Do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I didn't get to see these players, but BBK, you're a bit older than me.
Yeah, man.
But did you get to see him, Maradona?
So the thing is, even though I'm Team Messi, I'm honest enough to tell you that he's not even the best Argentine, bro. That damn Maradona was his warm-up drill. Yeah, nah, he was better than Batistuta, but that damn Maradona, bro, his warm-up drill was just it was a spectacle. If he played in this modern time with these pretty pitches, these manicured pitches, these manicured lawns, the pitches back then were garbage, bro. They were patches and they weren't. And he still couldn't get the ball off him. Picture the best player in the world today. You can't get the ball off. You had 3-4 men trying to get the ball off this 5'7" midget. Couldn't get the ball off him. He was strong. He was fast. He was just different level, man. He was absolutely phenomenal. But
he was a killer, man.
The best football I've ever seen with my own two eyes, man, is Brazilian Ronaldo. That guy in the 90s.
Oh, okay.
He was a mixture of every footballer that we love.
Yeah, true. Brazilian Ronaldo, bro, like crazy. I feel the problem is that I didn't really see him. I saw the fat version of him, and still he was balling. He's a baller, I'll be real.
Still mixed in one player.
Yeah, 100%. But it's a shame I didn't get to see him. But yeah, Messi has a lot of ability on the ball, but he's not flashy with it. Ronaldo got very flashy with whatever ability he did have. So yeah, exactly, man. He's a bit cocky. So people, you know, even when you're cocky, like when you're a cocky guy at work, let's say there's a cocky guy at work, you know, nobody likes him, nobody talks to him. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kind of like that's what happens with Ronaldo. But here's another one, Jalil, man. Keep them coming, bro. Pedri or Barella? Now, this is a very tough one. Very tough. Don't get me wrong.
This one is,
I love both players. I want both players at Arsenal. I'll be real.
Yeah, this one is tough, bro.
Pedri just edges it. He just edges it, bro.
This one might be the toughest because
what Barella does for that Inter Milan squad, bro, he's playing with two unks. He's playing with 2 40-year-olds. With zero pace. You gotta respect him for that. I'll be real. And Pedri's playing with decent players. Like we're talking Gavi, we're talking De Jong. These are decent players. So it's a bit different, but I just say Pedri eds it.
Yeah, I like
a little bit.
I like his tech and his decision making on the ball, man. He is just. Not much in it, just 100%. 1 and 1A.
Boyton saying Maradona would eat up facts, man. A lot of players back in the day would eat up this modern football. 100%. Do you think Zubimendi's rejecting is going to be a problem with us? No, actually, Luca, I think it's a blessing. I think it's a blessing in disguise if this guy goes to Real Madrid. I'll be real. He's not for us. You know when somebody's not for you, it is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? Haven't you met a girl that and it just doesn't happen? There's a spark. Do you know what I'm saying? Something like that. You get me?
Yeah.
But Jalil says Rafael Leao or Kvaratskhelia. I'll be real with you, Jalil, What I see from Rafael Leao and the games that I did catch him on, he was balling. He was balling, but I heard that he's a bit inconsistent. Do you know what I'm saying? He's kind of like, he looks like a player as well that is a bit inconsistent. Kvaratskhelia is a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 every game, sometimes even 10 out of 10s. Kvaratskhelia eds it, I'll be real. Yeah, he's kind of better than him. Not eds it, but like a bit better than him.
Yeah. Leao plays a little bit too selfish for me sometimes. Yeah, sometimes I see him, he does all the hard work, and then in the end does a madness.
Yeah, 100%. I agree. There's a question here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm old enough to remember Puskas. Bro, you got to tell us about these players. You got to be telling us about these players, man.
Yeah,
because we didn't get the chance to see these players. I'll be real. We did not get that. And I hate the fact that, because imagine, like, back in the day, you see this Lamine Yamal. He's a baller, of course, don't get me wrong. But there was a lot of Lamine Yamals around. You get me? Maybe not as the same, but the same kind of, like, do you know what I'm saying? Same kind of tech, same kind of style of play. There was a lot of them. Unfortunately, nowadays, there's only him. And probably you could say Mahrez. It's a bit biased, but still, you know what I'm saying? Mahrez, you've got players like Neymar, we saw. Or they're very few, do you know what I'm saying? They're very few out there.
Yeah. Zubio, he played in the 60s and 70s, so I don't really remember him. I think he died in like 2014 or something like that. But yeah, his name is big in Portugal, man.
He's a big name. He's a big name.
Yeah.
He's a big name. And Kwame saying, I watched Maradona when he led Argentina to their second World Cup. That's mad, bro.
86 in Mexico. Yeah, I saw that one.
You saw that one?
Yeah, that was the when he punched the ball, the hand of God, when he jumped, because he was short, wasn't a big guy, and wasn't no VAR back then. But yeah,
he's sneaky, innit? Yeah, he was sneaky with it. What a player, man.
Right, those English players were just kicking the shit out of him for 90 minutes, bro. You watched that film and you felt you were like,
but it's kind of like, it doesn't matter, innit? Like, because Messi, I remember Messi, Real Madrid used to kick the shit out of him, but it does not matter. Messi's not gonna stop.
Yeah,
Messi's not gonna stop. Yeah. That's basically it. You can hate him as much as you want. You'll probably get a red card because you're not stopping him. You'll probably get a red card. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. And was at Spurs for 2 years. He won the Europa League and still gets sacked. Facts, bro. We talked about that. That's standards. That's standards for you, man. But yeah, man. Then we got a cut, though. We got a cut.
Looks like it's going to Benz, man.
Bro, what a show.
Yeah, man.
What a show, people. Big up to everyone that's locked in, man. Like and subscribe, and of course, subscribe to my guy BBK, man. This show was lit. This show was lit, and of course, without you lot, you're the ones that make a show. I'll be real. You're the ones that make a show. And yeah, all of us linking up here, bro, for the revolution. You get me? That's what we're on. The revolution. We want something to change at this club. But unfortunately, this year, I don't think anything's going to change. But it is what it is. We still love the club. We're still going to watch the games. And yeah, man. Well, big up to you, BBK. Thanks for being here, man.
Appreciate
where can we find you? What you got coming up?
Tomorrow I got the BBK Sports Digest, at 4 p.m. UK time as my usual show. Yeah, man, I got that. You can find me at BBK Sports 23 on Instagram, man. But big up, man. I'm always locked in, man. Appreciate you having me on. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the work. The revolution will be televised, people.
It will televised. Trust me, it's gonna be televised. But we ain't gonna stop, bro. And the good news is that there's a lot of us out here now.
Yes,
a lot of us, man. And we gotta keep this going. Big up to the whole community, man. Peace, man. Peace and love. And we're out, people, bro. See you on Tuesday, 9 p.m.